I had this notion I could go sit in with Roland Kirk. I mean, there was this tradition at the Vanguard on Sundays that last set, the band leader would typically let people sit in. So, I mean, I was 19, I knew nothing. And I got up my nerve. I went down there and asked Rahsaan if I could sit in. I had this unusual instrument. It was a conophone. It was like a straight alto saxophone, but in the key of F. My saxophone teacher up at Hart had lent it to me, and I thought maybe that would be an interesting introduction to Rahsaan. He was into playing these kind of obscure, unusual instruments. So I showed it to him, and then I, very coyly asked, could I maybe play a tune with you guys? And he said, yeah, because he said, yeah, to everybody. And there were some much older, experienced players sitting in that had every right to sit in. And I got up there, I was crapping in my pants. I was so nervous. And they played a blues, nice, easy blues. I thought, okay, I'm going to live through this. And I realize now it was sort of a ploy to, they smelled fresh blood, when I walked up there. It's like, who is this young white kid, man, And so the blues got me sort of comfortable. I thought, okay, cool. And then they counted off some way up, Limehouse Blues. And I didn't know the tune, and the head was over in about 8 seconds, and they shoved me up to the microphone. And the rest was not pretty. But it was a great lesson. It really let me know that I needed to work considerably harder and have a vocabulary and a repertoire and some sense of what I was doing before I went to try to sit in with anybody else.
What do you practice when you practice with Eric Dolphy?
We practiced duets. We did Bach duets, the hardest duets we could find, because we were talking and, we got to talking about duets. I said, I can't ever find anybody want to do duets. He said, me either. Bing. Well, why don't we do, so I would go down to his loft. But before we could go down, we had to go look for music, because most saxophone music, his duets are real easy, So that's when I learned that the oboe is the same range as the saxophone. So we were looking for oboe duets. Same low B flat to high F, 2.5 octave. And so we found these Bach clavier, I wish I still had those things, but the Bach well-tempered clavier, the duets. And we would work on this all week by ourselves. And then every Wednesday I'd go down to his loft and we would play them. And so much fun, so much fun.